In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the criminal networks behind these online trolling operations and how these networks operate. And there's a couple of organization charts that I've created here to try to help give an illustration of how these things are set up. So we've got the blue circles here. They represent like larger areas. We have like blogs, forums, and YouTube channels. These are their three main areas. And then off to the side we have third-party platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, crowdfunds, and Patreon. The blogs in question here for our particular network of people that target us, blogs at the top is Hoaxstead, and that's because that's the most current one. But before that, in the early years of our targeting, it was Revolution Green, Kick Failure, and Veterans Today. And these are blogs that write full-on articles that tell stories, and they create like a smear campaign, and it's like tabloid articles and fabricated stories, and a lot of opinion pieces too, just trashing us and saying nasty things. Over here in forums, that's kind of a different writing style, because these forums are just a topic, and in some of these, overunity.com is at the top because this one actually has a huge forum post about our family's project, completely targeting us, and it has close to 300 pages of comments on that forum, and well, actually almost 4,000 comments is what's on that forum. So I have that in a different video to show you. So that's why they're at the top. But Metabunk is a forum as well, and Quatloose is another forum, and these are like these places where all of these different anonymous accounts and user profiles can just come in and inject an opinion or a nasty remark, or a piece of fabricated information, and it just goes on for in some cases thousands of comments. So those are the forums. And then the YouTube channels, these are just anonymous trolling channels. They set them up at some points. They said they had up to 300 channels just dedicated to us at one point. That's what one of their comments said anyway, and I've seen so many of them. So there's these random channels, empty fake accounts that they set up with YouTube, and then they keep getting the channels taken down, and they keep setting up new channels. So now all of this orange stuff, right, these are their sock puppet commenters. So you'll have sock puppets that are fake profiles for the YouTube channels. So those profiles go onto YouTube videos and make comments there. The same person that runs that fake YouTube profile will then go onto the blogs, and they will make comments in the blog section. And the same person who runs the same profile will also go to forums and write comments in the forums. So there's thousands of these sock puppet accounts, these anonymous forums. Maybe one person manages 10, 20, 30 of them. It can be, I've seen as many as 30 run by the same person, and they will use their multiple sock puppet accounts, and they will go all through the forums, write a whole bunch of comments from all these seemingly different people. Then they'll go to the blog and they'll write a whole bunch of comments on the blog, and then they'll go to the YouTube channel and they'll comment underneath all the YouTube videos, and they'll make a whole bunch of new videos. And then this is where the third-party platforms comes into play. Facebook, Twitter, crowdfunding platforms, and Patreon. All of these are vulnerable for fake false reporting, malicious false reporting. So what they'll do is they'll take their 25, 40 sock puppet accounts, and they'll target an individual, and the individual is like, hey, I just started a crowdfunding campaign, or I started a GoFundMe account, and they will team up their fake accounts to make sure that 30, 40, or 50 accounts are reporting their Patreon account, reporting their Indiegogo crowdfund campaign. as, oh, this account is fraudulent, this account is not following the community guidelines. And Indiegogo, Facebook, Twitter, Patreon, they will receive these complaints from fake sock puppet accounts, and they will almost instantly cave, and the sock puppets will win every time. And it's not just our stuff that's been shut down. I mean, we've had all of it happen. We've had things removed from YouTube because of complaints that were fraudulent. We've had crowdfunding campaigns shut down. We've had our Facebook accounts reported for being, you know, fake identities when they weren't, and I had to submit all of my passport information to Facebook in order to prove that I am who I say I am. And we've had stuff happen like that on Twitter, even though Twitter violated it and violated our own privacy, which there's another video about that. But anyway, this has happened to us on all those different platforms, and I've watched these other accounts in the comment section. I watch when they target other people, and there's this thing that they say, especially on the Hoaxdead blog, where they say, get those reporting fingers ready, right? And I watch it go down. They say, this person just put out a new video. Quick, all the sock puppet accounts, go and report the video to YouTube, and let's see how fast we can get their video blocked. Let's see how fast we can get it taken down. So, and the same thing with the crowdfunding campaigns. It was very sad. They got some of these crowdfunding campaigns shut down, and all of the money that person had raised was refunded back to everybody. And that person didn't have any money for their project, and it was awful to see that. So this is the gist of how they all kind of interact. They go back and forth between all these things, and they use the sock puppet accounts to do it. And I'm going to focus now on Hoaxdead, because this is a chart for Hoaxdead, and the reason why is because currently Hoaxdead seems to have taken the reins for this particular operation. The other sites have sort of chilled out, or they've retired or something. They've moved on to other things, or they're not trolling like they used to anymore. But Hoaxdead is taking the reins, and they're the ones that do the most trolling and are in charge of most of, if not almost all of, these sock puppet accounts that are doing all of this reporting. And also, might I add, they do harassing as well. They send emails and private messages to us also, coming from the same accounts. So just a bit of an organization here. The Hoaxdead Research blog, I call it GCHQ Information Center. I think it's one of the central hubs of their operation. This woman here, Karen Irving, is the head, the leader of this particular blog. She just recently outed herself as being the leader. This is her fake profile, or one of them that she uses, called Snake Logan, and this is another fake profile that she uses called El Coyote. She's the main author of the blog, and they also go on like live YouTube videos, and they have live calls on YouTube videos, so you can hear her talk and everything. So she's the head of all of it. Underneath her is all of these different accounts, and they all have fake names, right? And all of these names, all these accounts, they all have their own YouTube channels, they all have their own Facebook accounts, and they all have their own Twitter accounts. Now, off to the side are some of the runoff side blogs that are associated with this blog that cross-pollinate, and they reshare and reblog information as well. That's the Real Fresh Start Foundation, which is a fake victim blog that has been set up to look like they're the victims of abuse, when in fact they're the ones creating or perpetrating the abuse. Cross of Change, run by the same person, and another blog called Satanic Views. On a different video, you'll see all the satanic roots and connections behind this blog and all the people that are on this blog. Most of them are openly practicing Satanists, and they talk about rituals and stuff in their comments. So if you look at the pattern down here, posts on this blog, this has been going on for 3 or 4 years, I believe. I think, yeah, about 3 years maybe. Posts go out on the Hoaxdead blog every day at 12:30 UK, so that's in the middle of the night. 365 days a year for the last 4 years. Comments from sock puppets fill the blog all day long. Screenshots of their targets' activity kept in their stalking folders on the site. And YouTube videos are made on the sock puppet channels from 3 to 9 videos per day, every day. Facebook and Twitter accounts spread all info daily. Sock puppet accounts gather for live calls where they talk about their targets on the Flow Destroyer channel that was just started a couple of months ago. This is very active. There is constant activity going. There is not a day that goes by where it's dormant. They are constantly commenting, creating more content, and pushing out more comments and more harassment nonstop, every day, all day long. And I'm sorry to say, but I've monitored this, and I can tell you for a fact that it does go on all day long. Those comments populate on those blogs continuously throughout the day. Then there's like an hour delay right before they're getting ready to post another one, and then the comments start populating again. 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter. So that is the structure, the organizational charts, and how the networks are set up.